Guess what time it is? Producer time. Producer time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Big 40, as we like to call it around here in the office. It is episode 40 of the Producer's Lounge. That is our show. That is this program that you are watching here today. It is a program filled with love, advice, foreshadowing,
love advice,
and shortcomings. But it is nothing but elegant, nor is it dangerous. It's simply a show where we talk about music production.
Look at you getting your intros back. Let's go.
I almost wanted to rhyme with something, but there was nothing there. And I was like, it's over.
Yeah, your
Welcome
brain
back,
was like,
folks.
let's try.
Here we are. This is a music production podcast, show, whatever. We all make electronic music of various forms, also together and apart. Yeah. Here we are to chat with you guys about all sorts of shit. So,
yeah, we're here.
if there's anything you want to chat about, put it in, you named it. Chat.
Happy to be here. We come here every week, and it's just something to look forward to.
Every week.
Yeah, it's a good time. We have fun around here. We have
Damn right.
A lot of fun.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, folks, if you saw our promotional post on Instagram,
We put a lot of money into that, so it's kind of a letdown.
we were going to have our buddy GS5 Music, shout out,
Shouts out.
on the Stewed, but we are experiencing a winter weather advisory. It's snowing balls outside. So
Very aggressive.
it's an empty seat this week. He'll be back next week, so stay tuned for that. Next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
That's right. But we got the sauce.
We got plenty to talk about.
This is what we do. We're professionals.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
And
professional show.
if we weren't here, we'd be in the kitchen doing the same thing.
That's
Yep.
right.
So
Cooking up some beats.
here we are to
Cooking them
share.
up, frying them.
Yeah, so, take a seat.
Yeah.
And, of course, this week we have a tip of the week,
Yep, as always.
as always.
Do tell.
Well, I get asked a lot, all the time.
Yeah,
Man,
of course.
Caleb, how do I color things? I listen to beats and I listen to tunes, and everything just sounds like it's in a nice spot. It's all got its own flavor. It's all got its own character, but it works together. How do I get my generic out of the sample folder sounds to just, fit and go somewhere, so to speak, so it's not so stale. It kind of has a room to sit in, kind of mimicking traditional kind of recording where you would have an amp room, for example, or you get the flavor of the room when you're recording the drums.
Yeah.
And that's what gives the drums the sauce. It's not necessarily the microphones. It was just that shitty basement they recorded them in,
Yeah, when they ask you this, do you have answers for them?
Of course I do.
Oh,
Of course.
that's what I was hoping
I would
for.
not be an always 400.
Let's go for answers.
Well, folks, that was cut short. All right. I expected it to keep going. I expected it. For that, we're going to sneak on over into, you guessed it, JK, we're going into Ableton. I know. You guys wanted Bigwig.
What?
I know. But a lot of these people who are asking me, they use Ableton.
Right.
And so I thought
living in the past.
that's fine.
But yeah, no, you can live in the past.
They got time to catch up.
Yeah,
Bigwig is not going anywhere.
true.
So
Only gets better.
here, if I kind of just do one of these, we should have a kick drum here. Let me turn it down. Okay, that's fine. That's the wrong direction. There we go. So we got this little beat. And we got this little hi-hat. actually. Let's go ahead and do one of these because
Was a bit of a thick boy.
I kind of want it thick, you know?
Mm.
Show these peeps not to be afraid of these thick hi-hats. Everyone's scared of these thick hi-hats, dude. You can't be scared of them. You just got to treat them right, you know?
That's right.
Just got to treat them right.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Okay, so this is all fine and dandy. Say it's kind of what you're going for. It's a weird, industrially kind of vibe. You know, let's do this though. You know. I don't like that second one. So it's fine, but it could be better. You know, what can we do to spice it up? Put it somewhere interesting. Well, in Ableton, you got this little thing called cabinet. Super easy. Let's just throw it on the hi-hat. And it's going to do what you expect. Puts it in a cabinet. Weird. But you don't necessarily have to think about it as hard as you would think you need to think about it. Like, do I need to have a 4x12 condenser, dynamic, like near, off axis, all these different things? Who cares?
Who cares?
Just throw it on there, you know? Maybe we don't have it all the way, but you just kind of start fiddling. I like that. It kind of softens up a little bit of the high end while you keep the attack a little more present. What's it all the way wet? Yeah, a little too much. But with the wet and the dry kind of phasing together, it gives it its own kind of flavor now, as opposed to just the cabinet on its own.
Totally.
Now we're getting like a unique flavor on top of this hi-hat. Now let's do the same thing with the kick, but let's do something different. What could we do for a kick to give it a little bit of goosing, if you will? Anybody have any suggestions before I make an executive decision?
And just make an executive decision. I wouldn't do like a flavory thing very often with the kick. Maybe.
I was just going to go saturation.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Little clippage.
So if we just bring in saturator, let's go wave shaper so we can have like some interesting fun with it. Drive it a little bit. Is what I think is happening? Let's see real quick.
I love that one peak on the hi-hat. Just fucking...
Right? That little guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch that and then you turn this cabinet off,
Oh my
just
God.
so much more of that.
Right?
That super.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit of it poking through it. It must be a spot in the cabinet where it accentuates.
Like 4K. Or we can get rid of that now. So, we don't really need that. You got to be easy with that one.
I mean, the kick thing, to me, it just like needs to be shorter and maybe a little bit of EQ or something.
Sure, I'm just giving.
Fatten it up.
There's
But
plenty of times where I've done this kind of thing, and then I reflatten it, and now you have a solid piece of audio that you can now trim. Now that it's got like weird flavor on it, because there's plenty of just generic kicks out there, and nobody wants to.
Also, Dreamer Boy, what's up, big dog? Welcome to the
that.
party.
Oh,
Good to see you again.
Oh, sheesh.
with a starfish at the end.
We're just going over a little bit of drum processing, how to flavor up.
Not necessarily drum processing, just anything. Like this could be on a violin.
That's true. That's
doesn't
true.
doesn't really matter. Under.
Yeah, I think it would make more sense on something outside of drums. Honestly.
Well, unless you're making lo-fi for
Right.
for what happens
Right.
next. So there we got a little bit. The kick now has like a little more life without. It's got a little more top end.
a little weird top end, squiggly guy.
Yeah, it's a little
Sounds
more
a little-
interesting. So then let's just throw another cabinet on the whole thing.
Mm.
That's not bad. No. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to group it, and we're going to make a new chain that's got the dry channel on it so that I can mix in this cabinet.
Nice, nice. A little parallel.
Right. So now I'm getting a little bit of that slappy. Like I like that top nubbiness of the kick drum. Just like makes it much more lively.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
The whole point is don't be scared of things like cabinet or convolution reverb or any of those kind of more specific tools that you would think are like really specific, because you can quote unquote break them. You know, just use them for what they're not intended and get interesting results, especially when it comes to color.
Anything
and
that
things like
doesn't
that.
like make the sound longer or like
Then again, you can
for sure
flatten it and trim it.
anything that just doesn't make it a different sound, it just changes the shape of the sound, is like a fun thing you can just throw on, whether it's a cabinet or
Right, because you're essentially throwing
some
a
reverb thing,
a weird, harsh EQ on it.
yeah,
You're
Right.
throwing like a really interesting EQ that's got a bunch of peaks and dips and valleys and stuff,
Yeah.
and you're just like forcing the
yeah,
sound
like
into
a
it.
super specific type of
Which
Yeah.
is kind of why it's cool, because like you don't have that many options, and you kind of have to just sit there and fiddle around and like see what happens and see if it's gonna do something interesting. In my experience, more often than not, does it do something interesting.
Yeah. And especially if something is doing something stereo to it, or if you want it to be mono, making it like a mono thing with a tool like that is really nice. And it's way more noticeable when you have a bunch of things that you're mixing together. So it's not
Right.
just like
Right. And
like this is hard to hear the thing you're looking for, but what you're looking for is that whatever the thing you're applying it to start to like all of a sudden like push through all the other noises that are around it
Right.
and be more clear
Right.
almost. Like you're looking for something to like, oh, there it is. It's like
right, you help bring
present
it out.
all of a sudden without
Right.
getting louder
That-
necessarily.
Or you do it the opposite way, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this lead is, or not this lead, but this pad or something is like always in the way.
Right, totally.
How can I push it back without using reverb or compression or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, let's just throw technically a random EQ over it,
Right.
and then cycle through different options and see when it magically just sets in place.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there it is. And now I can hear it, but it doesn't overpower anything. It's in its own kind of span of space. It's not touching anything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do a thing like that.
Super fun.
Saturate it afterwards, and now you're talking.
Right.
A little bit of extra love on top of that new EQ that happens.
Just a little extra love. That's how we do it.
Yeah, it's
just
nice.
sizzle, just a little sizzle off the
Right.
top,
Exactly.
a little sanding, if you will.
Oh, okay.
We're doing great, Dreamer Boy. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back.
Do you guys ever play around with trying to use your cabinet in like maybe a breakdown or the intro section? Yeah, something huge in like lo-fi is they'll have like the super low fidelity
Right.
intro where it's like it's super EQ'd. There's probably a cabinet, so it's in like a weird lock space, and then it opens up into the verse and sounds all great.
Totally.
To me, that
Yeah.
all stems from being a kid and watching movies where the intro song of the movie is playing, and then the camera comes in, and it comes in on like the vehicle of like the main people in the movie, and that song transitions into the radio.
Into the car.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you get the, they turn it off or whatever. Like that
Right.
nostalgia moment of like a song starting in like a radio thing and then like blowing up. Like it works every time.
Yep.
I don't know what it is.
Yep.
It works every time. And yeah, I do that all the time. Whether
Yeah.
it's that intense or it's just like I take my whole drum group and I flatten it all down and then put it into a new chain, and it's got its own little flavor chain on it to like make those drums. They're the same drums, but they're in their own little thing now.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do
Yeah.
that all the time.
Constantly do that shit. I love it. For me, the idea that makes the most sense, that interests my brain the most anyway, is like a cabinet is supposed to mimic a actual cabinet that you would have a speaker in with an amplifier connected to it or whatever. It gives its own like frequency response. What's cool is to think of it like, okay, if I was recording guitar, I would play the guitar, it would go through pedals and then into a amplifier and then broadcast out a speaker and then mic'd at this point. So with every little, and then that goes into another preamp and then gets converted into digital. So there's like many steps and different things that signal is traveling through before it gets to your ears and recorded. And we don't have that in the digital space. We have to like make that on our own. So thinking of it like, oh yeah, I need to add like different, like people will do weird shit like print your audio and then stretch it with pitch mode on and then consolidate it and then stretch it back, like
Yeah.
weird shit like that. Like you could maybe do stretch mode or something and then double it the size and then print that and then bring it back, and it's gonna have all this glitchiness to
Right,
it now.
Right, just weird artifacts and
Yeah,
shit like
exactly.
that. Yeah,
I love that kind of shit.
it is
Yeah,
cool.
I do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to mimic that like transversal of energy through so many different components and mediums. Yeah, it is super fun to run a bunch of weird, especially like things you don't expect. Like you like throw a weird bass sound basically
Sure. Right.
as if it were a guitar. You're like, all right, now we're gonna throw it through an amplifier, and then it's gonna be in a room that is then gonna go
Yep.
into this colored EQ that is the microphone,
Yep.
and then it all gets slammed into a clipper, and
Yeah.
that's what happens, and it sounds cool as hell, you know. Sometimes when you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If you mic it up well, you know what I'm saying?
Did you guys just hear a cat?
No, it was Mo.
That was Mo. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody probably died.
Oh.
Some people die here.
People die. Yeah. Dave died a couple weeks ago. It was wild.
It's true. I came right back.
Came right back.
It was pretty quick.
It's because I'm not weak.
It was a quite the recovery.
Alpha's over here. This is the Alpha Cast, guys.
It is.
Wow.
That's what people read.
Yeah.
They see that and they're like,
Oh.
The Alpha,
Alpha
Lounge
Cast.
Alpha
podcast.
Cast. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, Chad, do you guys have any questions? You know?
Yeah,
are
Dreamer
interested
Boy,
in?
what's on your mind, baby?
You guys got anything
Give us the deets. What have you been working on?
interesting? What's happened to you in the DAW in the
Any
last
production
week? What do you guys got?
Issues, problems,
Something
things
that,
that have been working well for you.
Sure, yeah. Something that's been on my mind that like I was super pumped on for a bit, and I think we all were for a sec, and I completely forgot till today, was like processing your transients individually and like
yeah.
keeping your transients mono. And I don't know, I was just thinking about it more, and it's kind of beautiful. It's like a subtle little thing. Like let's say your snare transient is mono, it like hits you right dead center and then kind of opens up into the snare, you know? And same
Yeah.
with like you could do it for your bass sounds or whatever kind of
Right.
sound.
It's also like utilitarian in like a way. Like all these, like any frequency over a certain speed and time. So anything that's like high energy and fast, or high energy in a small amount of time, goes mono. And like you just like, that is just going to help the mix.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not only doing it because it's like this cool idea to make everything punchy, but it's like it will literally just make everything punchy.
Yeah.
Because like all those transients are always coming out of both speakers at the same moment. So you get, every time it's going to be nice and powerful, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's insane how many samples too don't have an already mono transient. Like I was going through a bunch of kicks and like the majority of the samples I went through are just like kind of just like phase in a little bit on each side. Even like the kicks where it's like mainly mono, you can see like a little bit of like spread here and there.
Yeah. It's probably a good idea when you have your kick, the kick that you want, to like bring it in and like have a little mono automation that's like it's mono and then it opens back up for the rest of the kick, and then you flatten that and that's your kick.
Mm-hmm.
So that you know that transient's all super mono. That
Yeah.
might not be a bad idea actually.
I like having like a main kick that is just basically mono for the most part.
Right.
And then a secondary something that's a layer on top of it that gives it the width.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kind of
I don't really have to worry about it that way. I'll do the same thing with snares. Whatever the main snare sound is, whatever the main donk part of it,
Yeah.
I'll try and keep it more mono and then have like the body be more wide, just with sample choice.
Dreamer Boy says, I've been working on sound design.
Let's go.
Yep. Just finished 2 songs from that struggle, but I think I'm getting a little better.
Nice,
A little
man.
better.
A little
Yeah.
better. It's
One-
the baby
That's how it
steps.
works.
1% every day, you know? You just keep on trudging.
That would just mean you needed 100 days. Unless 100 is
For 400.
where
you
we
need 400.
out of. Oh, you need 400, so you need 400 days.
400 days.
That's it, guys. You just need 400 days.
That's it.
One day
Then-
is a percentage
Then
point.
you're here.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, we started at the bottom, and now we're here
Yeah.
at the bottom. 'Cause that's where we like to be. It's dark,
Underground.
dingy,
Underground.
full of lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke.
Like dingy.
choo.
Yeah.
Little laser.
That's a pretty good sound effect we have on here.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's a good one. We
yeah,
just
we should
added
use that more, huh?
Yeah.
Sick, dude. Yeah, that's good. How about you guys? Anything interesting?
As far as sound design goes,
Just in general.
in general.
Like, has your colon been all right? Yeah, your poops are good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great poops.
That's good.
Welcome to the Poop Lounge podcast.
I've had a little bit of fun recently. Nothing really like
Stand
revolutionary as far as the production
yeah,
side of
some
things
weeks
goes.
are just slow
Yeah.
and generic.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes you just know a lot, and it's hard to just come up with a new thing that you're like pumped about because you're
Right.
like, I already know about all these things
Right.
know, right?
Right. It's more
Now it's
so
just
you just like
work.
remember it.
now.
Yeah.
It's just a good time
It is a good
more
time.
than anything.
Right.
Just putting shit together.
Right. You get to finally put all the
Every once in a while, something pops up though, and it's just mind blowing for a little while.
Right.
Yeah, isn't that weird how that happens?
Yeah.
I feel like that'll happen with just like stuff I forgot about. Where I'm just like,
Oh, totally.
yeah, I need to try doing a psytrance style breakdown or
There's
whatever.
that like trick
you know? Yeah,
that
like
they
that
do in
little,
Psytrance.
Right,
I should use that.
right. There's like little bitties like that. Oh, Michael
Oh,
with
nice.
the rate of 2.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
What's
It's
up,
a
man?
raid.
Homie of
Being raided, dude. Don't
What?
stab me.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
This is a homie of Travis's.
That was on purpose.
What's up, dude?
I fucking do the wrong ones every time lately. I don't
Welcome
know what
to
it
the potty,
is.
pal.
You just hit him with the boo.
I know.
good.
Thanks for the raid, asshole.
Yeah.
It's all right. He loves it. Warming up for Travis. Very good, dude. Hell yeah.
Nice. Shouts out Mr. Mountain.
Dude.
That's a good homie. We haven't had him on the pod in a while.
Just waiting for him to start the stream.
Oh,
He's late.
nice.
Ooh, burn.
That's not like Travis.
No.
He is very on time.
Is he
Right.
Is he
Yes. In my experience.
Punctual?
Yeah. Okay.
Punctual?
Punctual.
Yeah. I was trying to fuck it up too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Punctual.
Punctuous.
Something AT and John were talking about is, and this is like a very subjective thing, but I feel like it kind of has an effect on like any human psyche, no matter who you are. And it's the idea of like having a nice, comfortable like workspace, or even like a colorful or like soothing workspace, anything that kind of like puts you in a creative headspace. Because there's so many studios that, you know, are kind of like lifeless, and that's okay if like that's your thing. But I think there's no way that like you wouldn't make better music with some sick colored lights in your room and fun colored panels and all this. Maybe some like foliage,
If that's what you're into, for sure.
Yeah.
right?
Honestly, if I could, my studio would be like as just sleek and just like white or gray, just like
Sterile.
Really?
yeah, fairly sterile.
That makes sense
I
for
would
you.
be
Sterile
because
sounds
that's like
fun.
that's super like sci-fi, and,
Right,
Like,
especially
hyper
if
clean.
there's no hard lights. Like there's a bunch of lighting, but it's all like covered and just being refracted or reflected off everything. So there's no actual lights in my eyes. It's just really illuminated, but everything's like under the desk and like under the monitor and stuff, and like everything's all super clean. Oh, yeah, I could make techno in there for a while.
yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. What would the ideal vibe of the studio be like?
Right? Yeah. Cause like, there's no way that like, let's say you had infinite money and a infinite space to design a studio, you'd make some like sick shit go down, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it would look cool. You'd have all your
Yeah.
like best equipment and whatever.
But I would
You'd
have a couple.
stylize it a bit.
I would have a couple at that point.
Oh.
I'd have that one that looks like it's like out of space, and then I'd have another one where there's literally a tree behind the monitor, and it's just
Yeah.
like growing up, and there's speakers.
And it's
out
like
of the
medieval.
wall.
You have like the wood panel
Yes,
monitors.
It's medieval, but it's more like fairy tale. Like
You
the
have
sun
the-
comes up behind the tree every morning, so it just shines past me. And
You have your
Let's go.
speakers custom built into two trees
Into
that
two
are growing out of the ground in
Yes,
front of you.
Yes, precisely.
It's on Spotify,
It is.
my dude.
It is. We don't do it live on Spotify. Those
Can you do
episodes-
live on Spotify?
Not yet. Not that I know of
I-
yet. There's
I
only
don't know
like
about that.
three,
YouTube.
3 or 4. No, 3 or 4 people on Spotify that can do the video because they're doing like a
Oh,
trial
yeah.
run, and that's like Rogan and like a couple other podcasts.
Like the biggest of the biggest.
Yeah, we're on there. Producer Lounge.
Yep. The Producer
The
Lounge.
Producer Lounge. We'll do it.
It's on there.
think-
But there's no video, so if you want
Yeah.
the video, that's on
YouTube's a little better for it.
the
But,
YouTube's.
you know, Spotify if you're trying to do it while you're working or whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't need to look, you just want a little bit of chatter in your ear.
Yeah,
Mhm.
especially if
For
it's
sure.
focused around electronic music production. Just found it. That's why.
Nice.
Because you just found it now. That's exactly why. Right.
We
Ah,
out here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Gotta have that last bit.
Yeah, sick. We have no idea what's going on over there.
I know,
on
right?
Spotify.
I honestly forgot we were even on Spotify till like just now.
No, we're on
We're
there.
supposed to be everywhere. I don't know if we're on the Apple Podcast app because that thing, for whatever reason, it's like
Yeah,
impossible to
it's-
get your shit on.
Super tough for some reason.
It's submitted, but you know, it's a lot of work to
I
try
think
and
there's-
figure out.
I think it's not. I think it was something with their uploading bit,
Right.
and they had to like
We could probably relook. Maybe it's on there now.
right
Mhm.
because they said
It's so
once
slow,
once
though.
it does start working, all the ones you have submitted will just get automatically uploaded. So
Mm.
Yeah.
it'll be there.
Somewhere.
Apple users, Apple Podcast
Yeah.
users.
If you're living in the past and you use the podcast app,
That was a
or
good
if you
time,
hate
though.
Joe Rogan and you have quit your Spotify app once again.
Yeah, I guess we have to take our music off Spotify, guys.
Why?
Because of Joe Rogan, dude. He said one misinformative thing on his podcast. Now he's getting canceled, dude. He deserves it.
Good luck canceling him.
Guys,
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
we joke, guys.
We Josh.
Yeah.
You know, none of our names are Josh.
We
Yet.
Josh.
We Josh. though.
Collectively, our name is Josh.
Collectively. Yeah, yeah. Not
We are the
separately.
Josh.
Separately, there's no Josh here, but we Josh.
We Josh.
Uh,
What time is it? We're dragging here.
I know.
Michael, have you had any like interesting issues or revelations in your production recently
Yeah, what have you been working
that are
on?
specific that we could talk about?
Come on, chat. Where you at? I know you're there. I see you guys.
I'm trying to think of
I
a
got
thing
direct
to
access
talk
to your
about.
webcams. I can
It's
see all
all
of you
just
right now.
random at this point off the top of the dome.
Right, yeah.
Just trying to make some hard sigh, like hard psytrance,
Ooh,
or
Nice. Let's go.
hard sigh.
um,
Oh.
yeah,
Trance,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. So some four on the floor. Like, what's an artist that's in the lane you're trying to work at? Trying to think of like hard sigh. Oh. First drop is hard sigh. Second drop is hard style.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm intrigued.
Hard style is a lane.
hard style
Yeah.
To
is a
have to
fucking
like
lane.
that's a dial it in kind of genre right there.
Don't really reference artists. Okay, fair.
Nice, that's sick.
Yeah, that's fun.
Forging your own path.
Hard style, a lot of dong 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 dong.
That shit's cool as fuck.
like the
Yeah.
long bass. Ma, ma, ma,
Right.
ma, ma. It's not
Just-
like the
just
bass
like
is
that.
like bopping around in some hard style,
No.
Yeah.
right?
No.
It's like it's just going.
But
Dun,
it's
dun,
it's
dun, dun.
usually fast. Yeah. Yeah. It's like psytrance speed. So you're looking.
I wonder
like
if there's much
mid
like
140s.
snares claps.
There can be.
No idea.
But
Hard style is like so
it's-
foreign to me.
it's more
I
of
can't
it's
even-
more like roller.
What are you talking
Style.
about? You listen to it all the time, dude.
Yeah, you
Hard
love
style.
hard style.
This guy
wake up in
listens
the
to
morning,
Hard style.
hard style.
Yeah, in the morning.
yeah.
You guys all know. Hard style all the
Man,
time.
we've been making some fast four on the floor stuff. We've been making a bunch of kind of dub influenced house stuff at like
Yeah.
135 or 140 or 130, whatever.
We will
Kinda
we will
in
go
that
up to
range.
140. Yeah, it's pretty fun
Yeah.
up there.
It's been a really good time. Trying to get a little bit of a speedy set for the summer.
Yeah, the house music scene is too slow. At least here in America, it's all so slow.
Just bored of regular house music at this
yeah,
point.
it's all just the same tech house.
Yeah. Just want to make some grimier shit.
Right. We want to like get people sweaty.
I think like a cool thing to think about when you're doing like a hard style or whatever is you kind of just need each sound to be like very distinct, very much like what we were talking about from the beginning. Like every sound gets put in a box and maybe it's like a pretty healthy frequency range still. A lot of box things take a bunch of the highs out and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
But cabinet or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
what have you. But yeah, if you can like start putting elements in little areas in the mix really nicely, you just need a few things to fill it out. And then if you can really dial them into a zone and then grunge it up, it's kind of where you get the sauce. I don't know if I'm just talking on my ass right now.
No,
No,
but
I feel that though.
I think that's how I would aim.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely is like you have to balance the fast and the more distorted.
Yeah, so you need less
Sounds.
like rhythmic things going on.
Right, because
kinda.
each one of those sounds, you kind of want to take up most of the spectrum,
Right.
in any given moment. So it's all happening fast and loud. So it's definitely a delicate dance to
right.
to dance. It's a delicate dance to dance.
It's funny how not aggressive music sounds are when you're really like when you're in the DAW working on it. It's like it was way more aggressive about a half an hour ago before I put all these EQs and distortion on them.
Right.
It was abrasive as fuck. Now it just sounds nice.
Right.
Yeah,
You
right.
get it sounding all silky.
Even though it's not a nice sound.
Right.
It was really fucked up
Yeah,
before.
it was really there was too much 2K. Way too much 2K.
Yeah. we buried the fuck out of the
Yeah.
fundamental. It's gone.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about that. You just get all the love now.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's kind of I assume it's similar to how like guitars were. Like if you listen to old rock and roll, plenty of times where you're like, oof.
Yeah.
It's a
really
blowing
hard.
out, blasting you.
Really hard to deal with.
I
Can you
listen-
imagine you would have to basically do EQs like in time
Yeah.
throughout a thing.
Yeah, like as you're
Right.
recording it to
Yeah.
tape, you got to be like, and
Yeah.
at 2 minutes and 33 seconds,
we got to pull.
you got to pull down the
fucking
mids.
2K down.
Yeah, you got to pull them down for that hit and
Oh,
bring them
those
back.
poor souls just had
Yeah,
to
but
do that.
if you were there all day, you're nerding out with the boys. That's like the,
Yeah, I'm sure they loved it. I
that
guess
was like the thing, and they're like splitting the tape and splicing it and shit and doing all the things. Be cool as hell.
Yeah. They also just didn't get as dialed in as you would
Right.
now.
I was
As you could do with like automation or whatever.
yeah, I was listening to the Lemon song by Led Zeppelin today, and like the first hit where everybody comes in at once just blows out the whole tape.
Really?
It just distorts the fuck
That's
out of it.
awesome.
But that's kind of the best part of the whole song is when it just blows out and then the guitar starts and it's fucking and you're onward. It's just like just gets all crunchy for a moment. And I love it just because that distortion sound. I'm like, ooh, that was a good distortion slap.
yeah.
But anyone else is like, oh, it
Man.
distorts right there. That's a bummer. Like,
Right.
no, it sounds sick. I almost want to grab it and use that distortion hit as like a. Actually,
It'd almost be worth like taking your tune and finding the moments that you would like to apply that effect to, and it would be hard to do, but you would have to turn those sections up
right?
and then run them into a piece of analog gear, so it just goes. It just always hits
Yeah,
the analog gear at the clip. You
Right.
turn the analog gear up to where it's just like barely touching, so
Right.
that when it peaks,
right. You get
it
it crunch.
smash.
Yeah.
You get the crunch out of it. I
You
guess
could
you
do
could
that.
just put distortion in the DAW
Like
and,
automate it,
like,
sure.
do it like that.
But-
Made it, yeah.
That's interesting.
oh yeah, and just automate the input into it or something.
Yeah. You could automate the input and the output at once to like, so you
Mhm.
stay even, or you automate your clipper or your limiter just to move down at that moment, or push up into that moment. Just so it just buries it real quick and comes back. Everything just slams. What's up, Cax?
Oh, a little first time
Funny.
chatter?
Caxips06? Did I say that right? That's a toughie. I'm gonna call you Cax.
Dude, Caxips.
Welcome.
Caxips.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the Producer Lounge. We're chilling.
Caxi PS.
We're talking about distorting
Big
things.
Cax.
What's
Big
Big
Caxi.
Cax in the building, y'all.
We talk about distorting things all the time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but using it in a nice flavored way for like big moments where if it was a band, it would kind of distort the tape. So now it's like, yeah, you think of like when the drop comes in, or if it's lo-fi, like when the main bit comes in or whatever. Think of the drummer, hitting the cymbal and the kick and the snare like all at once or whatever.
Right.
And it distorts too much. So
Yeah.
you just push the limiter up at that moment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
come back down.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of fun to do that with like a phaser. Like just on like the first hit, or maybe like in between, because you kind of want your first hit to be a little more powerful. Everything just like phases out and gets all fucked up for a sec.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you lose the energy. Like when you phase them, everything gets all weak and flimsy.
That's what I was saying. It wouldn't be good for the first hit, but maybe like on the fill section of
Oh,
your drop.
I see. Or
Yeah.
like right before the hit, so it's like all flimsy.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
and then it goes mono and distorts all
That's
fat.
a good point.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
could
cool.
do
Yeah,
that.
use the weakness to your advantage.
Right. It's all good. You just got to figure out where it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I have this theory that there's no such thing as a bad sample or a bad sound. It's just a time and place for each thing, or like how you process it, kind of thing.
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, not 100%.
Yeah, right,
Because
right.
there's definitely just
There
horrible.
There
sounds.
are caveats, but
You can make something interesting with any sound.
Yeah.
For sure.
yes,
That's
The
what I'm
question
trying
is,
to get
do
to.
you want to use some shitty sound to make a sound? Probably not likely.
From some like
You
shitty
know?
Reddit.
We've
like,
done
pack.
stuff like that where you're like,
yeah.
make a whole song out of just a kick.
Oh, Shump Music is now following. Thanks, bro,
Hey,
for the
what's
follow.
up?
Oh, shoomp.
Schmoop.
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 Schmoop. Welcome to the
There we
stream.
go.
Welcome to the show.
Got a schmoop party.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good exercise sometimes to like have a shitty sound, like do that kind of goofy thing with your friends where you're like, let's all make a song with this shitty snare
With
or
this
whatever.
elephant sound,
Make a
dude.
whole song out
Yeah.
of
I mean,
just one singular sound.
when I was at university, in my music class, Dollar Store Donk with the shout out.
Thank you.
Damn. Dollar store
He says,
donk. Is such a good name.
Yeah, I like Shump. I like the M on the end there. Yeah.
Schmoopin'.
Thanks for joining us, Schmoop. And
Schmoop.
Dollar Store Donk.
Dude, I want to hear some schmoop beats.
I don't want to
That
hear some
sounds like
a-
Dollar Store Donks.
some
Anyways, when I was at school,
Dude.
and I took this Ableton class, which ended up being pointless. But there was an exercise we did where we had to make a whole song out of white noise. All we had was a
Oh.
little clip of just
Oh, that's sick.
straight white noise, and you
Right.
had to like make
Right.
everything out of it. And that was a really good exercise. It was stupid, and like the thing sounded dumb, but I made everything out
Yeah.
of just white noise. And if you're asking yourself how, just think it through a little bit, and it's not good, but you can make everything out of white noise.
I bet the clap was the hardest part.
I feel like
Snare.
Schmoop sounds like a familiar thing.
I mean, he makes obese
If
beats.
we're supposed
thinking
to
of
know
Soup.
who you are,
Soomp is the
Our
guy who drops
apologies.
the frog emojis every time.
we're high.
Little fat dancing frogs.
Yeah. You take that white noise, you fucking stretch it out, you turn it up.
clip it up.
Yeah.
Pitch it
like
up.
Boost one fundamental of a thing, and all of a sudden
Sure.
you have a sine wave.
Right.
And high pass it or whatever,
Right,
low
it's
pass it
just-
to the point, and then you have a sine wave.
Yeah, it's good to get. It's like a good exercise to show people what audio is, kind of thing.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
this manipulative, like weird
very
ethereal
malleable.
thing. Yeah, you can't really like describe it with words. You kind of have to just work with it for years before you can kind of wrap your head around it.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, it fucked me up in the beginning. Because I was always like painting and like drawing before making music. So I kind of had this concept of like, oh, if I want a new color, I can literally just like slather it over my other thing. But you can't really do that with sound. Like any sound that you put over another sound starts to like fuck with each other, you know?
Yeah. They
And that
start
always like hurt
masking.
my brain a lot
Yeah.
in the beginning. I was like, what? How do you like do anything then? Like, how is
Right,
this
right.
even possible? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
very
yeah.
interesting.
It's a much more fine art than painting.
Yeah.
Even-
It's
You know,
insane.
even that like,
Painters have it easy. Don't let them fool you.
Oh.
Don't let them fool you. It's not hard.
Oh, shit, painters.
Hot take.
Go light up Dave's
I am a
Instagram.
painter right now. What's even weirder about that is the fact that your brain can decode such complicated sound waves. Like one sound
So
wave
quickly.
that's just doing this,
Yeah.
our brain is like, oh yeah, that's drums, a clarinet, there's a trumpet on the left.
I know, right?
There's that snare has reverb on it.
And there's a melody
There's like,
going.
yeah,
Chord progression.
Me and you both, Schmoop.
crazy that we can decode all that.
Fucking 400%.
Dang, 400 on
This
that.
is my stance. I know it's unpopular, but You know, I picked the one that was hard.
It's a tremendous dance.
We picked it just because it was
I
hard.
painted.
Just to flex.
It wasn't that hard.
Unwell art.
Unwell. Ooh.
Unwell.
Really? Like like unvaccinated? Unvaccinated art.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
That
I have no
Rona
idea what that
art.
means. Rona art. That sounds like a rebel to me.
Nah, painting's hard as fuck. Shout out every painter and visual artist. That shit's hard.
Nah.
That shit takes some talent. Some talent.
Nah.
It takes talent and time, but
Damn, you're just like, nah.
Nah. You could see what you're doing.
can go unwell.
You
Settle?
just see what. So you just do the things.
Yeah. I will say.
You just have to learn what the things are, but you can just see. You just like not
Just like
hard,
that,
by
Jack.
the way.
Yeah.
Not hard.
It's a J. You know what a J looks like?
I
guessed
can't
it.
wait to shit on visual artists for the rest of my life. I like making art, so I'm making fun of myself too.
You got a good point there.
What do you say?
Van Gogh also cut his ear off. His beats must have had terrible stereo image. The mono mixes were great,
Had some
for sure.
Mono fucking gold.
Yeah. I mean, but at least he was smart enough to be like, I can't do stereo mixes anymore. I have to go mono, which saved him money in the long run. He only had to buy one speaker,
Yeah, true.
you know?
Hey, that's fair. Maybe we should all cut an ear off, right?
Sure.
We'll do it on episode 41. We'll all cut our ears off. Or one of our ears.
No, we'll save it for episode 400. We got to get at least a good amount in the bank, and then that'll be the final
I like
banger.
that. I like that one
Yeah,
better.
Yeah.
I like that one better.
I'm gonna cut my ear off. Just so tune in next week, 41. I'm cutting my ear
I
off.
thought we were waiting until 400.
400.
That's
Not
this
me.
times 10.
Not me.
No.
I'm
Oh,
doing it next week.
oh,
I'm doing it
the
the
next week.
pioneer.
Tune in next week.
Yeah.
That did make me think though, like,
I can visualize a stereo image. It's not that hard.
that's fair. Yeah, we have analyzers now. Who needs ears, dude? Fuck it.
That is fair. But
I can see in stereo, so I'm not worried
I
about
can
it.
see in stereo, man.
That's an acid quote, dude.
If you plug your nose, you lose one sense, and it makes your hearing stronger.
Oh.
Fact.
Hey, if you question Anthony Fauci, you question science. You know what I'm saying?
Truth.
If you question fucking
Um,
Fauci.
Yeah, the painting thing though, that was making me think. So like some abstract artists will just take paint and like throw it on a canvas, like
Yeah.
completely just pure chaos, you know, and it kind of turns out cool sometimes. You're like, oh, a bunch of fun colors doing a thing.
It's not pure chaos, okay? Like they have to you have to build that skill.
Oh,
It's
my
not
God.
hard at all.
Yeah. You can't look at it at the surface level.
I mean, it's
Frog
really
in my
hard.
throat.
But imagine doing that with sound. Like if you just fucking bombarded with
No,
sound,
sounds
nothing
like,
good happens from that.
Right.
I feel
Like,
like,
really.
there's a genre. It's like
Noise core.
yeah, like it's
Splatter
It's
punk?
something like that.
Is
no,
it
it's-
mumble rap?
No, I think it's top 40
It's
is
laugh
what
for
it's called.
myself.
Top 40.
I think they call it top 40. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, noise core.
Yep.
AKA top 40.
Yeah, it's something like that. Top 40, top 30. I can't
I'm pretty
remember.
sure noise core is basically the main genre in the pop music these days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look
That
at
makes
all the
sense.
Billboard
Yeah.
songs right
Yeah,
now.
you got Trash Can, Annihilation. You got Ouch, my ears are bleeding.
Nice.
Infant.
Infant splatter.
Yep.
That's a great one.
Frequency Death Troop.
Oh wow.
The classic number 9.
Oh, that's a
they're one of
great
the
one.
best. They're one of the best.
Yeah.
Eardrum
Campfire Smoke?
Annihilator.
Oh, he's great. Yeah. Or is that a duo? I thought that was a duo.
I think they broke up.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because one
Do
of
you
the,
know what they're
they cut
called
one of the ears
now?
off.
No, but I know that Hannah Montana has laterally moved into this lane, and I think she's doing well.
Of course
she's
she
doing
is.
well.
She's hot as fuck.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
One of my favorite artists though is bass boosted unironically. He's killing the game.
BBUC. He's great. BBUC is so good, dude.
UI.
Is that anything?
No.
No,
BBUC. Okay.
it's BBUC. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
Also known as Babuk.
Babuk.
Book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's classic, dude. Classic. You know, that's truly music production talk, folks. That is
At its finest.
At its finest.
Guys, this is how we do it.
Absolute bullshittery. I'm sorry for that last 10 minutes of nothing.
I am not sorry for it.
No, me neither at all. Folks, we need you in here. We need you. We need you having fun. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, to help facilitate this in a music production flavor. Okay. Because I like sucking on a lozenge as much as the next guy. But if you flavor that with bass and distortion,
Bass lozenge.
it's going right here. It's going right here.
Okay.
Right in there. I'm going to suck on that. And it's going to get me better.
Yeah.
Yep, it's going to get me better. That bass lozenge.
I
Actually, that's a
feel the
great artist
buzz.
name. You're welcome, Internet, for that one. Bass lozenge.
Bass
I want to hear
lozenge.
the next hit
Yeah.
soon.
You know what? We're having a bass lozenge track competition. Drop your
Track battle.
track in the Discord.
Yep.
Yep.
You know,
You have 10 seconds to make a beat.
exclamation point Discord.
It'll
You
get
get on there, and always 400, and we will be signing the very best
Yep.
bass lozenge
Yep.
track that gets sent
And
to us.
whoever wins, the
Yeah.
incentive for the winner is you get a free six-pack of beer.
There's no time limit on this, by the way.
No.
It's just got to be the best one.
It is
Yeah.
ongoing. So whenever we get a group of tracks, we pick the best one. That one wins. They get a six-pack. More people enter.
Oh.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, it's not as good. The other guy still keeps his six-pack. Once another good one that we think beats the last winner comes in, new six-pack.
I like
Yeah.
this.
Big
You
time.
know?
And then we take the top 10 guys who won, and they all battle each other.
Oh, bass lozenge
The ultimate,
too.
ultimate battle of the lozenges.
Bass Battle 2, the ultimate battle of
Man,
lozenges.
what do you use? You got some of those sounds in there. You
Mhm,
got
mhm.
bass sounds, obviously.
Yep. You have
Easy.
Quotes from the show. That's a must. It's kind of part of the criteria.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't really matter. It can be from episode 1.
Someone sample Dave
Jigglypuff
saying painting
in,
isn't hard right before the drop.
Yes, please.
Of course.
Yes, please. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
To spread the good news of how easy it is to paint. We need more paintings out there. You know what I'm saying? We just need people to try, basically.
I got a counter
That's all
move.
they have to do.
I got a counter move.
Yeah.
NFTs.
Oh.
I said it. Buzzword.
Even easier.
So much easier.
It should
All you got to
be-
do is take
now
a
you should
picture
just
of
put
something.
NFT in the title of the podcast
Yeah.
on YouTube. So people are like, what?
Yeah.
There's
They come
no
in
talk of NFTs on
Until
this
this-
podcast.
Until the very end.
until right now, and it's
It's like,
ending.
fuck NFTs.
Oh, it's been so good.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Dollar Store Donk.
Y'all are the shit.
Shmoop.
We got some new ones in the chat. Some
Shmoop.
newbies.
I'm going to go listen to some schmoop.
Cax,
Shmoop.
thanks for
Michael.
swinging by. Michael,
Melissa, right
Mikal.
Dreamer boy, we love you.
Dreamer boy.
Nick Dubs, you know,
Mhm.
you know where the door is. We will be in Chad.
We'll be
you
in
and
Chad. Yep.
Thanks
See you in
for
Chad.
people listening on Spotify. That's rare. I love you. Appreciate it. Enjoy that that delay. We'll be on next week, folks, as per the usual.
If we're feeling it.
7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We need you guys in chat. Let's hang out. Like, that's the point of us doing it live. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Guys, we
And-
are so close to our subscriber goal. We're at 990,000 subs. We're trying to make it to 1 million. Get us there, boys. Come on.